There are so many spiritual content creators out there. That's good. However, some of them are just trying to get clients. Some of them are throwing information that doesn't even serve anyone. Some of this information is throwing you off tracks, and it's actually bad for your spiritual journey or your life in general. Some of this information that they put out there is actually getting in the way and it's throwing you another road, another path in life. Welcome everyone, Joe Sky here, and we're talking about one of the biggest things right now, and that is discernment in the spiritual community. There are so many people who talk with their ego self. A lot of people are talking with your ego self. They act like they know everything. They program you to think you need a middleman when all you need is God. You got people out here saying things like, oh, God wants you to do this, God wants you to do that, and do this. They're just random people saying things. God speaks to you. You don't need these random people on the internet saying all these things. A lot of people are using God to get your attention. And maybe it's for good, but it also could be just to grab views and whatnot. A lot of people are putting information out there also that literally makes no sense. Things that make no sense and things that are ego based. They might seem like they're speaking their truth, but they're really not. They're just expressing how they are or expressing pretty much like how they feel. And that might be a temporary thing. So it might seem like they're speaking the truth and it might relate to you, but it might just be low vibrational. A lot of people will actually see. Thing is, a lot of people who make content in the spiritual community, a lot of them are good, but sometimes they're just putting fear-based things to get your attention. Sometimes they're scaring you. Don't eat this, don't do this, don't do that. You can't do it a certain way. This is throwing you in the wrong direction. This is actually getting in the way of your life. And for those who want to level up, you're gonna have to find out if the people you're watching on the internet, Instagram, YouTube, or even websites in general or anything, you got to make sure that it's aligning with who you are and it's not serving your ego. Sometimes they'll throw something real out there, which is probably the biggest thing I've noticed, right? They put something and then all of a sudden they cut out and they start doing different things. And then they start trying to milk as much money as powerful. I mean, milk as much money as possible. You'll notice when they start selling things, when they blow up on the internet, that's a big sign. Discernment is how you're going to combat this, right? And there's levels, there's more. Like you'll see people saying, oh, this is how you're going to manifest. This is how you manifest. Or you can't say these kind of affirmations, say these instead. They will say and do anything to get your attention when in reality it's just wasteless information that's not serving your higher self. It's not really doing anything for you. It's more so of just, it's not really doing anything for you. It's just not. Because if you really want to manifest, saying stuff isn't really going to do much. It might just be the beginning stuff, right? Like people are truly, like you'll notice a lot of people are hiding information. A lot of people are actually throwing a lot of wrong information. And what people don't realize is you sometimes just have to go with the flow and live life. And when you do something that aligns for you, something that feels good for you, something that you're truly passionate about, that's how you're going to manifest better. But of course, when people are constantly saying how you manifest and all of a sudden why you're not, and then you repeat this cycle, look at some of their older videos. Pay attention to their titles and thumbnails. Pay attention to various things. This is discernment. This is how you see what's real or not. When you start to look at their videos, look at what they're saying in their videos. Are they stalling for most of the video? What are they doing? Because when you see that if they're not really putting that much information in a 20-minute video, then you're wasting time. They're just trying to get views. Some of these people have done good in the past. I've seen there's one person who has made good content many years ago, and now it's like you don't even learn anything. I mean, one video is like one good video you'll see every month or 2 months, even though they upload every day. It's the fact that they suppress information. It's the fact it's not just really suppressing, it's more so just hiding or really just throwing the wrong information, right? I think one of the biggest things about manifestation that people said is wrong is like you manifest when you're at high vibration, when you're always manifesting. So this is just a big thing because a lot of people are starting to think, oh, I can't manifest, I can't get anything unless I'm happy in life. So it's just things like that that make no sense whatsoever, and people are just putting that misinformation, whatever you want to call it, out their lies, and maybe they're doing it on purpose. I think some of them are doing it like they don't know they're doing it. It's unintentional. So how do you discern what's right or wrong? Start feeling within. Does this align to you? Right? Does this actually align to you? Right? Like you have people who will say, you don't need any friends. Okay, so what are you gonna do? Be alone the rest of your life? No, you're gonna pick the right people to be around. So you'll have people putting, and that's ego information. You don't need friends. You don't need this. This is all ego nonsense, right? Because if you're gonna be alone for a good chunk of your life, you're probably gonna lose it. Not gonna lie. So anyway, hopefully that kind of helps out. So how do you know if someone is the right content creator for you? Well, I think it's about how you feel with that person. It's about if you truly understand majority of what they're saying. You don't have to agree with everything, but you have to at least understand what that person is saying. It has to make sense. It has to, like, you gotta feel it. Like it's gotta really speak to you. You know what I mean? And it shouldn't be just feeding your ego. And those that are highly aware will realize if your ego is being fed or not, right? So like obviously if you relate to that person, if you understand what that person is saying, right? Start to that might be a better person to watch. Because those that are just, sharing their life and saying, "Oh, I got no friends, life's good." I mean, that's dumb. And that might just be temporary. So when we saw these videos in the past, like many years ago, people that were in the spiritual community, I think were in the spiritual community at the time, saying no friends, no this, no nothing, that's temporary. That might be temporary in your life. That's not forever. So people think that being alone is the best, when in reality, being together is better. Unity is key. So just want everybody to learn, start to see where is this content hitting. Is it making you sad? Is it striking? Does it resonate here, or is it just feeding your ego? Hopefully this helps out. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time.